Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be ranking all of the sets in Raid Shadow Legends from best to worst and kind of placing them in tiers and having a general discussion about those rankings. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so you know me, I spent some time, put together a spreadsheet, been working on this for a little bit, getting all of the information in one resource. I think this will be a good resource for new players especially, to kind of have everything in one centralized location and really learn about how to acquire gear, where to acquire gear, what that gear does, and kind of how it stacks up, and which pieces and which sets you should really be valuing in terms of offers and where you're farming and what to hold on to and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and pull this up here. Alright, so this is the spreadsheet I was kind of working on and getting everything in line. So it's kind of broken down into a few different tiers. We've got our blue, which is S tier, our top sets in the game. Green is kind of our A tier, which is like your really good sets and very valuable. Then the yellow is going to be our B, which is like, can be good and in certain situations, possibly with the right build, but typically not as good as the ones above it. And then our C and D tiers in red here, which are either underperforming sets or sets that are not used very often. One thing really worth noting and going over is the first thing, there's probably already people typing this as we speak down in the comments section. Chosen, how can you have divine speed at rank number 24 and have speed at rank 1 when divine speed is literally just a speed set with an extra effect? And I'll tell you why. Because I'm a pretty endgame player. I've been in gold 4 of the arena for like 9 months. And let me show you my divine speed collection. There you have it. So the reason I have divine speed rated much lower than most people would expect is because even if you do get a good piece of it, you're going to be very pigeonholed in terms of pieces that you can pair with it to actually get the set bonus to work, because you can't just put one piece on. You got to put 2 pieces on to get the set bonus. And is the plus 15% HP self shield for 3 turns so game changing that it makes up for how impossibly difficult it is to acquire divine speed pieces? No, it is not, and that's why the divine speed set itself is a very good set. Obviously, it would be rank 1 if it were actually realistic to acquire it. The fact that it is basically impossible, you're going to get about 1 or 2 good divine speed sets per year. I mean, unless you're buying the offers in the shop, it's a pretty good one to buy in the shop, but in terms of actually acquiring it by playing the game, you'll get about 1 to 2 good speed sets per year in terms of end game viability, because even in gold 4, a lot of them are going to be 4-star with crap stats and roll crappy, and that's once a week that you might get 1 piece. So you're talking years to acquire lots of good divine speed sets, which is why the whole arena system, sorry, I just bumped my mic. The whole arena system and reward system needs to be reworked. The fact that, well, actually, I'm not even going to get into that. That's a whole different video. This video will become 30 minutes if I start diving into that. But wanted to touch on that quick because people are going to be curious. Why are the divine sets rated so low when they are obviously better than their counterparts because they're just the same with an extra effect? And that's the reasoning, is because how difficult they are to acquire, which really pigeonholes you when it comes to building champions, because you have to pair them together and your options are going to be limited. So it's a lot tougher to build those sets, and that's why they are going to be rated lower. So moving on from that, if we start to kind of go over the list itself, we will see immediately why the dragon is such an amazing dungeon and so many people spend their extra time grinding the dragon overnight, or if they have extra energy they don't know what to do with, they're going into the dragon. We can see here speed and lifesteal at 1 and 2, and they're both drops from the dragon dungeon. Now, why are speed and lifesteal number 1 and number 2? It's because they are so generally useful and so easy to acquire, so you're not going to be pigeonholed. You're going to have lots of options when you're building champions. Both these sets can be used basically anywhere. The speed, for sure, anywhere, because when you're building champions, a lot of times you'll see champions like a 4-piece set and 2 pieces of speed. or, you know, a couple different two-piece sets and then 2 pieces of speed. Speed set can basically go on any champion in any situation and it's semi-easy to acquire because you can get it from the Dragon, which you're going to be farming a lot because it also has other good sets in it. And Lifesteal is going to be really good basically anywhere except for the arena. A lot of people out there haven't summoned good healers or good support yet, which means to have a good endgame clan boss roster, you're gonna have to put everybody in Lifesteal gear, which means it is very valuable. So that is why Speed and Lifesteal are 1 and 2. And then Relentless is an amazing set, but it is tough to acquire. Now, you could argue, well, Chosen, you put the Divine pieces a lot lower because they're so hard to acquire, so why not do the same thing with Relentless? And honestly, Relentless, I probably could move it down a little bit because of that reason, but if we compare, like, you know, me as a player here, it's really not even comparable because Relentless, I've got you know, multiple champions built in Relentless gear, and I actually acquire a decent amount of it. I've never bought Relentless gear. I've just done well in tournaments throughout, you know, time. You pick and choose your spots when you're not up against super whales. I've only really like whaled out to win a group stage to get Relentless gear like one time. If you pick your spots right and you're an endgame player, you can actually realistically acquire a decent amount of Relentless gear. That is not the case with Divine Speed. There's nothing you can do. You can't whale out to acquire it. I mean, I guess the once every, you know, 2 months it comes through in the shop, you can whale out and buy like the 5 sets or whatever it offers you. But in terms of requiring it on a consistent basis, like a weekly basis, like Relentless, you can actually do it semi-realistically, and that's why I didn't bump Relentless down to the same tune that I did the Divine sets. But this could be fluid, as with all of my spreadsheets and tier lists, this stuff is subject to change. But Relentless is an amazing set with that extra chance to grant turn. You can really do some cool things with champions, especially like the new Rotos legendary. You can really get some cool builds that can snowball and do some fun things. So then rounding out the other top sets, we've got Defense, Shield, Immortal, and Cruel. Now, Defense is probably the best stat in the game besides Speed. It's the best base stat out of HP, Attack, and Defense. Defense champions are kind of thought of to be the best, so getting good defense gear is paramount to have in your arsenal. Now, it's also probably the reason that we don't see a Divine defense set. We've got Divine offense, Divine HP, Divine speed. We do not have a Divine defense set. They're probably wondering how to properly price it, I guess, or something, or they thought it would just be too broken. I don't know, but that's probably why there's no Divine defense set, is because defense is the best stat in the game, so they're just sticking with the base defense set, and that's why it's at number 4. Shield set is really generally useful. It's going to be very good anywhere but the clan boss. Against the clan boss, it's not hitting you hard the first 3 turns anyway, so you're really going to get 0 value out of it. But in dungeons and arena, and for even your campaign farmers out there, if you're struggling to survive on a level, it's going to be very good in terms of faction wars as well. So Shield set, an amazing set to have in your arsenal for a lot of your champions. And then Immortal and Cruel are what we get from our clan boss rewards, and it's why the clan boss, I think, is the most important area of the game. You see that we have access to 2 different sets, both for sustain champs and attack champs, that are both top tier sets that we can get daily. Unlike the arena where it's once a week, we can farm the boss, get those rewards daily, and really acquire good pieces of them. Cruel is going to be amazing for your arena nukers, your campaign farmers, your speed farmers and potion dungeons, things that you want to hit hard and ignore enemy defense. Cruel is very good for that. And I actually just now noticed, as recording this, I've got Lifesteal here twice. I've got it at number 2 and number 10. So let me change that. This was supposed to be Life. Oh, and it auto-filled Lifesteal, and then I hit enter. So yeah, no, that's why, as I was kind of going down the list here, I kind of noticed that. So I do apologize for that being off for a few minutes, but that was fixed. The damn autocorrect got me. Okay, so let me clear this out. Let's get back to our homepage while I'm talking here. Yeah, so as we move into the second tier, accuracy, we're always going to need accuracy. Well, not always, but on a lot of different champions, placing debuffs is very important in every aspect of the game. Accuracy, you can't really go wrong having accuracy on most of your champions. And then I don't really want to turn this into a 45-minute video diving into every single set. I may do that at some point and really do a specific walkthrough where I talk about how to gear champions for every single set. But this was mainly just a resource I wanted to get out there, mainly for new players. If you're an endgame player, odds are you know 99% of this knowledge, but for our early to mid-game players that are really curious and want a resource where everything is kind of laid out nice and neat for them in one area where they can kind of read, know what's good, what's bad, and how to acquire what, I'm hoping that this will help those people. So yeah, as always, let me know what you think down in the comments, and this link to the spreadsheet will be down in the video description so you can pull it up on your own time and take a look at it. So yeah, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.